Okay, welcome back to the class. I told us to finish up our pivot chart, and then this is my own. I use this one to show the trends along each month like that. So this one is a pie chart. I said pie chart. It's a do not chart. So you can get that here using your pie chart. Then it's do not you get so. What it just do is that when you insert the do not, if you can't see your editor, you can go to format chart area. Then to bring this one out, then you use this. You click on your shape, then you can use this one for your do not explosion. You get how you want it to look like. And then I don't want it to open up. I want it to be something very simple like that. Then the O too, you can adjust it. And this is not bad too, but I don't want something like this. I want something very tiny. I want something very tiny. So we're going into the wireframe, but notice I just left all these charts blank like this. I'll be doing some editing later on. But mind you, when you are working, you you need a template to work with. You have to design. You could probably get a book, write your templates down, and the color you want to use. If you need a color, you can actually get a concept of colors like that online, or probably the one you actually prefer, depending on what you need. You get so that's that on that. So let's just create this one to so that we can actually understand what we mean by that. Then if you notice, this is revenue per region, I think. Then if you want to create your map, in case I wanted us to use map, but this Ibadan is not in state, so an Excel will not understand state. But let me quickly show us how we can actually create this one. See, let's put dashboard like that. Dashboard, board, board. So, but let me quickly show us how we can actually create map from. Yeah, it is very simple. You can make sure you have your heading correctly. You have a good header. Let's say population. So let's say you must write the correct state. Let's say Ondo, so that your Excel can understand. Let's say Ekiti. Um, let's say Ondo or Shun. You get so just put something 45, 30, 34. I'm not using it for data set. I just want to teach us how to navigate around this. So what you can just do is just highlight it. Then you go to let me remove this. Okay, you highlight it. Then you go to maps. So when you click on the maps, did you see? If you're using it for the first time, actually, you can actually ask let Excel check through stuff like that. So you go to the map. You see? Can you see? It's showing the population when you click on it like that. Then you want to do your editing. So that is for another class. You see me at the other end to get that for the editing and all. But for this class, this is just um, for this class. Let's move on. So for now, let's go into the wireframe now. Now the wireframe. Now what we are doing is that you must have a concept at hand. You must have what you want to do. You cannot just assume, you cannot just create things. So you must have what you want to do and then consider your chart. How many chart am I showing? Then for this we might not be doing, but we will not be doing interactive dashboard basically based on this course like that. So just for beginners. So we'll not be doing interactive, but they are not something hard. So we'll not be doing interactive, just do a normal simple one. But at least probably we'll use slides as to depending on what we want to show. But all these things is dependent on how you want to show your findings. So it is not until you use everything. No, your dashboard must be clean, nice, and then must be able to um, interpret what you want. So it's not about using everything at once. So now for the wireframe, just like a template, you remove your grid lines. You go to your view, move your grid lines. So when you remove your grid lines, you can just add probably your background, or you go back to home, then you fill in something. You can fill in something. Me, I like to use something. If you have what you want to use at hand already, it's fine. But if you don't have, fine. But for this course, for this one, I want to use and black and white. So we can actually, anybody can use. You can use any color that you want. But let me just use ash for the background so that, so I'll be changing some stuff later actually. So that we can see. Let me just use this one. You get now. Now for the wireframe. So you go to insert. You go to your shape. Then you start your shape. So you can select any shape you want. This is dependent on what you want, and then the size you want. Okay, let's do something like this. So let's reduce this so that we can see what we have. You might not use a shape like this. You might use a shape like this. This is the power of the mind. You might use a shape like this one. So this is dependent on what you want to show, how you want it to look like. You understand? So let's make this one probably 7.5. We might still increase it though. Then let's do this one 13 at least, so that's okay. Fine, let us just run with that. So let's use, so you can just fill this one. You can use your design, or you just use filling like that. Like, then just use black. I will prefer black. So if you want to choose your color too, you can choose your color in any format. Check online. Depending on you, you must understand the color you want to use. You get, and then if you understand your color codes too, you can actually use your color code. You just go to more, then you put your code here if you have any code. But if you don't have any code, you can just navigate through this side like that. Just navigate through that side like that. So now let's go on. Now for your, when you have your wireframe, when you have your background like this and you want to create a wireframe, you know that you must have the dashboard title. You understand? So I would advise that you can insert that one later on, or you do it immediately. So let me just do my own immediately like that. Can let's And then you go to text box, insert text box. So let's see. So let's insert text box. So for now, let us just manage this one. So in your text box, you write the title of your dashboard. Says, it's talking about our dashboard is talking about sales performance. Sales performance dashboard, or sales performance analysis. Sales performance analysis. So we can use that. So for you to change that, you can just highlight this, change the font to be a little bit bigger, depending on how you want it. You can bold it. Then because this is black, I thought I want to use white and black. So I can just change this one to white. Sorry, change the alphabet to white. Then your feeling, I will use no feel so that I can have my stuff. I want my say performance analysis to show a little bit. I'll be adding. I guess this is too big. Let's reduce it a little bit. So though when we are doing other things, we'll be doing some formatting. We're doing some editing like that. So now it's having borderline. So what you can do is when you click on it, you can remove borderline here. Fine. Or you you right click, then you go to your shape format. So you now go to your this is filling means you're filling inside, then the line means the edge. So I don't want any line, you see. Says performance analysis, so you can move it. Let's move it upward. Then if you have something like this, a lot of designs are coming to my mind, but I don't want to use it. I just want us to stick to what we have. You understand? So this is sales performance analysis. Then for me, I like to do something different a little bit. Let's see. Let's add a new shape. Let's add a new shape. This to this one. For me, actually, for me, so let's outline. No outline. So I just did like that. No outline. Then did you see feeling like that? Or probably. So let's just use this one like that. So I'm thinking of using something different like this over stuff, but for now I'll be adding some icons to this later on. But let's just create the wireframe, and I'll be doing some adjustment like that later on. But let's just create the wireframe so that we can get what we do. So it's dependent on this is dependent on the design you want actually. So let's say we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So and then we are going to be showing our key KPI, our key performance indicators, like the total revenue, the units sold like that. So and the number of that one is not necessary. The number of products because I think there are few. I think there are five drivers. So let's just assume that okay for our design, let's have our key indicators here. Then so let me have insert shape. Let me use this one for the shape now. This is a shape to show the indicator, but I don't want it to be big. I want it to be something small. So I can still adjust other things I need to adjust, just the wireframe. So now, as usual, the line I don't like it. So the color for now, I'm going to use. Let me use what I want is black. Actually, a shade of black of black. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see, but let me use white so that we can actually see the shade first. You get so that we can see the framing, so that we can learn. Then you can actually add your shadow if you want to. You can do your editing, put shadow there, then depending on what you want to how you want your shadow to be like. Then the color of your shadow you can actually so that it can actually look a little bit different. You get there's always a feeling if you can see it very well, there's always a feeling like that. And you can change the preset. Let's see. Let's do something like this. So depending on how you want to see it. Did you see the shadow there? Did you see the distance? Let me change the color so that we see white. Did you see how you want it to be far? You don't need all these ones. But note this when you are doing anything when it comes to your dashboard, make it as simple as possible. It should not be too color filled up. You get, don't make it too color full. Make it simple and classic. So I think I can work with that. Let's see. Let's reduce this. Let's make it 10. Good. At least so. Let's make it smaller. So it should just give us a little feeling of what we have. So I'll be using this one for what we're doing. So what I'll just is after placing it here, I think this is too close. Let's break it down. Then I think this should go a little bit bigger so that we see. I said that time I'll be adding icons. Let me do 30. I'll be adding icons, but we'll do that when we want to do the dashboard itself. So now let's go. So let's say okay, we are showing our inter revenue and we are showing our um units sold. So this is nice. I think so I'll just follow so that will follow the alignment, shape format align. What I did was that I removed all the other ones, then I used this gradient. So this is dependent on how you want your dashboard to actually look like. So you can actually do it the way you desire. See, you can actually do it the way you desire. You get. So I don't want although I would advise that you just use a normal color settings like that so that you not just affect your design. Yes, I prefer this. So now, so now let's go on with what I actually planned. Now for my own, I don't want it to be white. I want something different. Let me see if this can go. So I want something different, something okay. Let me see if it will make sense. Yes, I want something like this, something different. It should be black, but the black will be a little bit different. So two things. I'm going to show us how we can do it. So far we are not using slides at first, so that I can maximize the spacing. Let's have our key performance indicator to be here. You get. So I'm going to do it in two sections, in two formats, so that you can see. So let's increase this. Then let's bring this down. So we don't really have too much of talking here. It's just moving over our cursor. So let me change this one downward. So I'll be doing another format so that we can see. So okay, fine. If our indicators are here, I might still enlarge it because I'll be adding some icons. Sorry, I'm slow with the way I talk. I actually want something nice so that we not get. So now we can have this one pasted here for our dashboard now. That was I intentionally used white the other time so that we can see in case we're having issues with us seeing the right thing. Now let me quickly check the size. So it's about 2.5 against this is almost 5. It's almost 5. So let's do 5. So this is dependent on how you want it. So let me copy and paste. I hope you can see it. Okay, let me put it here so that we see. Let's hope you can see it. So I'll be doing two formats like that. So let's say this one is 3 and 5. This one is 3.5 and all like that. So we are bringing in something big. So let's just do 3, then we do tab 5, then we enter, then we do 3, then we have 5. So we have almost the same thing like that. Let me check if it's in alignment. I think we almost at the right. Good. So we have that. So we can copy and paste. Let's see, copy and paste. I hope you see it. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. So we are going to extend this one. So let us extend it like this. So when we do other things, we are just so for now. I'll just show us our key performance indicator should be at the edge like this. So far we are not adding the slicer. So I'll create the one we are going to add slicer. I will show us to so that we can get more information. Now this one is not aligned. Let's see. Let's check the alignment. Okay. To the right, to the left. Okay. That should be vertical. Let me check myself if I don't think we have any issues with the alignment. Oh, let's shift this a little bit. Now, look at this. I will advise that you have the same alignment here with this actually, so that you can. So for now, this is what we are going to use. This is what we are going to use. For now, this is what we are going to use. Let me check. For now, this is what we are going to use. There's a way you can actually select this. Then you go and you check your zoom view, and you zoom in selection you get so that we can have at least we can see from there. So this is my wireframe. This is what I actually desire to use.